sometimes we have to go within and really look on ourselves and drip up ourselves and say what the 1, 2, 3, 4 career go on with. Make a move, do something. Yeah? Because nothing in the mind won't be materialized until we start do something on the outside. So yeah.
Come link with me under the Iroko tree. Make a reason to every season. Speaking the truth for the youths. Maintaining the spiritual rules. Maintaining the spiritual rules. Maintaining the spiritual rules.
Blessed love, world family, African family. Welcome forward again under the Iroko tree. Iroko reasoning, spiritual roots. Tapping into the spiritual roots of things as always. Yeah, man. And we take that breath of fresh air and we give thanks to be here. Yes? In the space of nature we love to be. Amongst the birds and the bees, the butterflies and the trees. Yes. As we come forward in the spirits, energies and principles of MAAT, UBUNTU. Yes, I will greet you, Mer, HOTEP, ANKH, SENEB. Yes, I want to say to those who have lost someone, spiritually, financially, emotionally, physically, all is them. So more strength to you, more strength to you. Hopefully you can find a way to move forward in a positive, progressive manner. More strength to you. Yes, I want to give thanks to all who are support. We give thanks, we appreciate love it. Keep sharing, liking, commenting. Do the do. Yes, we give thanks. I want to say salute to the ancestors for teaching us the right and the wrong. So now we should know what to choose from if we pay attention. Yes? So we say welcome forward to our next reasoning. So this reasoning now we want to say or take a look on or reason on addressing the dressing. Yes? So that we want to do. Yes, so before we jump into the main root of the reason we're going to jump into Herbz Caanah, where we tell you about a herb, a bush, a tree, whatever you call it. Either we're going to tell you something new about something we already know, or totally introduce something new. Yes, so Herbz Caanah. Yes, so for this Herbz Caanah we want to take a look at croutons, what we would have called flowers. And within Jamaica, for the most part, most of us might see it as an edging plant around the house. Yes, around the yard. So croutons. But before we go into the information, I want to say we're not medically trained, not a medical doctor or anything like that. What we're sharing is just for awareness, a part of the learning to unlearn to learn. So if you intend to use, please do your own searching, make it research, triple check and double check the information. So you're using from a well-informed position. I want to say key to the health is knowledge and use of the knowledge, not just more medical or pharmaceutical dosage. Yes? So croutons I want to take a look on. I want to take a look at croutons. Yes? And see the seed powerful. Oh, by the way, there are varying types of croutons. So that's why even more important to do the searching and make it research. So one might be good for this, one might be good for the next thing. And they are saying it's among those plants that are powerful air purifiers. So when we talk about the health, it's not just via what we eat through the mouth. It's also what's happening around us in the environment. So it can be a nice indoor plant as well to help purify the air, help to purify the air as well. So yeah, we can look into that side of it. So doing some searching, them say it's good for treatment of cancer, constipation, diabetes, digestive problems, external wounds, fevers, hypertension, inflammation, intestinal worm, malaria, pain, ulcers and weight loss. So someone just have brief bit of information on croutons. So we can check it out, we can look into it. Yes, so that can become a part of our daily way of taking care of the self. I think I've seen information where it's said to be a good blood purifier as well. So whole lot of benefits, whole lot of uses for croutons, and as we always say, is we on this side seem to be behind and the information on these things. Because through the little searching we realize that these things are being used all over the world for different purposes, decades upon decades now. So we just need to tap in and check in and realize that we have all the things that we need around to use. As we said, nature is the first pharmacy. Yes? Tapping to the history, as usual, we say the first set of doctors or healers were from that African root. So check it out, crotons, one of them powerful plants that we are ignore. So I will just scroll through on the internet and show you that there is a whole lot of information out there on this. So we'll just scroll along right here and show you that their information is there. We just have to search. Take a look. So yeah, now we jump into real life challenges. And for this real life challenge, we want to introspect and look on procrastination. I think we need to do a whole lot of work in that department. I try still to put in some effort, yes, but we think we procrastinate too much. I mean, sometimes it's based on the fact that we don't want to make too much of a mistake or too big of a mistake, so we spend more time in the mind more than literally doing things in the outer world, and that kind of become time wasting. Not for the time, if we are be honest with ourselves. So it's to push yourself to not procrastinate as much. Yeah, so we need to put in some more work into that. And sometimes we have to go within and really look on ourselves and drip up ourselves and say what the 1, 2, 3, 4 career go on with. Make a move, do something. Yeah, because nothing in the mind won't be materialized until we start do something on the outside. So yeah, so procrastination, checking in with the self, looking at the self, so how much we can improve, try another way and see if it is a better way. Yes, so that's over there, and we are work on the self. So another time, whenever time we choose to give ourselves to somebody else or choose to share the self with somebody else, then for the most part we will be giving the best of the self or sharing the best of the self with that particular person. So that's what I do some work. So what is it that you want to grow from and grow into? What is it that you feel that you need to work on? Yes, it's all about improving the self, even in the most smallest ways within the self. Not everything has to be external, and then from even improving within the self, then that improvement will naturally come out of the self. So procrastination, working on it. Real life challenge. Bless. Yeah, so as we say, main root of the reasoning, addressing the dressing. Yes? So looking around in society, and I want to say, whatever we do or whatever we are doing, we need to first, for the most part, take a look at the influence we're going to have on those around us, young ones and adults alike. Because sometimes some adults are what we see as big people, them still childlike within the meditation, and there are things we still can do that will influence them for make a change for the better. But for the most part, we talk about the younger ones, the picnic them, the children, because they are repeaters of doings, not so much followers of words. Yes, so we need to tap in. We really need to define or redefine what we consider love towards them. Because if we love them, then certain things we wouldn't be doing for them to learn from, and certain things we wouldn't be giving them to feed on. And that's both food and our actions as well. So, as we say, if the same things we make we sick, whether food or otherwise, is the same thing we're going to choose to give them, then how much love is that for them? Yeah, so addressing the dressing. We look around in our society and we see, for the most, well, I not even want to say for the most part, but there's too much of the madness going on. Yes? as we said, too much of we are do things for somehow obtain good looks, but when I take a good look at what we are do and the type of influence we are portray, yeah, and it's not just literally clothes alone. We are talking about the makeup and the falls this and the falls that, yeah, the surgeries and all these things. So addressing the dressing, how is it that what I am doing, I'm going to be looking at my little son and tell him to do the opposite of what I do? It's confusion. And we hear the argument all the time. Parents, adults, big people who adapt the thing of do as I say, and then we try to influence them not to do as I do. And as we said before, they are repeaters of what we do, not so much followers of what we say. Yeah? So if we check in, I kind of wear my pants way down on my body. I show the whole of my rear. And then I tell my son, so yo, pull up your pants, belt up, wear clothes like a man. And at the same time, I do some foolishness every day in front of them, or in front of him, or she. Because as a father, you're going to influence the other boys around you, wherever you go, neighborhood or outside of your neighborhood. And then you're also going to influence the young girls to now look upon those little boys that she grew up with, to say, yeah, that's how a man's supposed to carry himself. So the influence is on both sides, from both sides. Yeah? So we come, the TV, the television and all these things, celebrities, we adapt some things from them, not knowing where these things are really coming from. Because something like the pants that we wear down at the buttocks, that's all. As far as me get to understand, is a prison style, and that is to tell a next one in that space that favors that kind of a behavior to say, I am available. Yeah? Just like how one time we did get to understand, so when I know, honestly, when I know how true it is, or how much of a fact it is, when women used to wear chains like jewelry on their feet, it was a sign of prostitution, or depending on where you are, it probably represented different things. But yeah, the point is we adapt so many things without knowing what they are about, what they are for, what are they coming from, what are they signifying. Yes? So as a man now, I bleach out my skin and do all of them craziness there. My son, my little nephew, little boys them around the area see me do these things. I can't go instruct them and tell them, say, no man, not do that. Them see me and do it. And as a big man with them look up to, then there must be a reason why that big man there behave that way there. So obviously that's how a big man supposed to behave. So we need to tap into how much our literal levity is influencing those who are watching us and learning from us. Because as we understand, we are the training of those that were before us. Likewise, we are the trainers for those who are coming after us. Yes? So the whole, and when we say dressing, as we say, is not about clothes alone. Because from the man's side is the weed, is the little plastic cup, is the badness, is the whole of it, all of it is a dressing, is a style. So if we portray that through the mannerism, that is what we are literally teaching. That here's the baton, take this and go with it. So we need to understand that. Yes? So likewise, from the female side, from the woman side, from the queen side, there is lots of what you would consider celebrity. Celebrity. We need to understand word connections as well to people who we are celebrate and idolize. But understand, say, much of how we are live is not through willful choice upon our part, is through advertisement. So we adapt these things. Half of our go buy is not because we of our own initiative I go buy these things, is because we see the advertisement, we see those we consider popular, people we like, that these companies or whosoever take these people and use them as marketers. They get paid for us to go and spend our money. Yes? So we look on the social media, we're looking at the movies, the music videos, and we see the portrayal of these things. And we consider it modern and growth in some sense. So we take on these things without shame, really. And then even those among us who consider lack confidence in a certain areas will find the confidence to take on these things and become leaders of these things. But check them in our next part of the thing is low self-esteem and low confidence and all of that. Even push them to that level as well. So the confidence is based on herd livity, basically, meaning is majority of who you're around is doing this. So it becomes, you find the confidence to do it as well. Well, we're not even realize confidence is not within the facts that somebody can tell us. Yeah, I like that. Them only tell us them like that because of something them already like. It's not about liking you. Them like what you are do. So confidence is being able to stand up and say, that a foolishness. Not doing that. It now make no sense to make sense living. You know what I mean? And how much may influence my little daughter or my son. So addressing the dressing. We now want place now where we have the surgery. And we want the bump up this and we want the breast up this. So. But at the same time, when I see the backstory, when I know the backstory, how much things them have to swallow, to cut the pain and to maintain a certain thing, to heal up and to do all of that. So, when I see the backstory, just like how on the social media we only see the filtered pictures and the everything looking alright for whosoever is posting, but we don't know the backstory. Sometimes some people get some picture and just, you know what I mean, get some painting and put up and do all kind of craziness just to portray a particular thing. So we have to understand what we are doing. And we see people holding very influential position through the media, and they will take these things on. Everything outwardly about them is false, which means that your thinking also, to a great extent, is false, because we cannot do anything that is not within us. If it's not in you, you're not going to do it. So it's just like how, if it's not in me, if it's own a business, I try to establish a business for myself, I'm not going to do it. You know what I mean? So it's the same thing as we always say, nothing is separate, and an example of one thing is an example of everything or anything. So we can just take it and apply it across the board. So we see influential people doing these surgeries, hair falls, everything falls. If you bought them on a normal day, should they be living in a way when the woman have these things on, then you'd probably pass them and wonder who is this, because you just used to see them a particular way. And then the next thing is when we set ourselves a particular way and looking at the mirror and accept that we want to see. It's basically not going back, because your natural self now is seen as ugly, because you're used to this made up self. All the while we have a little son and our daughter around her watching these things, and we're trying to tell them something else other than what we are doing, and creating that confusion within them. We said before, everything with they so I do should be for them to learn from. And then how we're going to change the next generation is by majority of the actions where them see we do, them are going to take on. So if we talk about get rid of violence, get rid of this, get rid of all of the things that we say we want to get rid of, to make the society more peaceful. If we are not doing it, they can't learn from us. So within addressing the dressing, we have to look on all of that as well. And then when we even look on it, what we even call dressing is like a best dressed chicken kind of a thing, as it's a best dress. And if I really look into it, is the best dressed thing is without the dressing where that thing come with. The chicken come with feather, which is its dressing. But the best dress presented to you is without these feathers. These things have been plucked away, and within its nakedness it is presented as being best dressed. So in some subliminal way it seems we have adapted that into our psyche, because what we are called dressing for the most part is not dressing. Say it in the simplest way. We have on less clothes and we call it dressing. So is what is enclosed in our mind is declosing us. Yeah? So when we check in, we realize even within that dressing we are exposing a naked part of ourselves, and not the skin in so much. This one we are say no, it is exposing that naked part of ourselves. We prove that we don't really love ourselves. As if we did, as we say, we have to redefine love. As if we did love ourselves, then we would not expose. If we did love ourselves, we would not expose ourselves a certain way from a mental place. Because all of the things that we are used to cover up the outer world, or the outer part of ourselves, is exposing what is happening within us. So we have become naked, not only by showing the skin, but by showing the mentality, how we think. So we need to tap in this to and look on that. So the covering up of the physical in some aspect is exposing the mental in another aspect. So when we say cover up, because there's some kind of contradiction going on as well. Kind of covering up, we try to cover up what we consider to be not look good. So we are put on what we consider our West society say look good. So all the false things then what we are used cover up the flaws will come to us through natural way of coming forth. We consider that flaw, while we not say we are taking on the biggest flaw of all, and that is society telling us that this is better than what you came to the side of life with. Yes? So we now say the biggest flaw is adapting society's nonsense, stupidity, and we're not seeing that. As we say, we just come adapt. I am not perfect, and we not do no work. We just accept that and run with it. But we come on here, so we're poor, and we run got any work, no matter how uncomfortable we are there, because we have to get that something there, to get rich. But we don't want to put no effort in to say we're perfect. So these are the things we have to look on and dig within ourselves. And the first thing we have to learn to do is offend the self in the sake of improvement. Yes? So we need to look into these things, tap in spiritually, and we hear all word like makeup. So we're not even pay attention to the words and how they are being, how we are being spelled. Yes, because words sound power. Makeup. The fact that you make up something that it means that something is missing, no matter how we want to look on it. So the piece of land where we have put the house on is because we want a house, and we see a house missing from which part we want it. So we're going to put a house there. So make up says make up, making up a house, which part we want a house, because we see a house missing from which part we want it. So the same thing, apply that to what we are doing now. And this is a quick little side note, but life lesson just the same, we tie into what we are saying as an example. Then at the bushes are a reason some youth come across, lick off some mango, also destroy some mango. So we call them and talk to them. And out of the little conversation, them could have said, it's because me see big people are doing it. So see where tie in this up. The youth them learn from actions more so, because nobody never have to tell them, say, boy, I can't go over there. But them just say somebody are do it and them can go over there. Yes? So this is what we are doing to the youth them. And then see them and learn to put themselves in a trouble without even being aware of it, because it's not their place. So this is what we are talking about. The tie in right there. So an example of anything is an example of everything or anything. So this is what I said, we need to tap into what we are doing and what we are dealing with. And as we said sometime before, we will rationalize anything. We will find a way to make it make sense when it don't make sense in our mind, just because we want to remain at that comfort place or comfortable place to continue to do what we are doing. Yes? A whole lot of us will try to get rid of everybody around where we are trying to influence or change within us. If we look on the thing the next way, hopefully it's a better way. They will get rid of husband, we will get rid of wife, we will left mother, have crazy quarrel and vexation with brother and sister. Because yes, me want to remain. What you are telling me, so I don't have time for that right now. And this me want to do. And at the same time, within that we say, we love ourselves. And then we love we look youth them. But these are the influence we give somebody what we love. Yeah? So as me say, we need to redefine what we consider love to be. In a real serious way. We need to look on it, tap in spiritually. And as we say, spirituality from my thinking and my viewpoint is not this spooky thing where it's just trying your best, doing your best to choose what make more sense as much as possible each time. If we tap in this up, each time we choose to do what make more sense, then obviously where the youth them look and we learn will be what they will be adapting, because we not lead them astray for the most part. So the argument out there, we're not perfect, and we take that and we run with it. We're not rich, all of that. Yeah, we're not rich, we're not this, we're not that, but we work on them. So we want God to work what we not like, we get the money, we do all of the things and forget certain things. But when it comes to we're not perfect, we just relax on that and we not try if you say. And when I look on perfection as in we're not going to do nothing wrong and we're not going to have what them consider flaw. You know what I mean? And the flaws, them for the most part are just some foolishness, so we adapt from those that went before us. Whether them didn't know better or not, we're not sure. But obviously we pick it up and we run with it. So addressing the dressing, we need to do better. And then when I realize that half of these things are harming us. The chemicals that we have put on our skin called makeup, majority of these things are filled with toxic chemicals. Yeah? And then we even support something where some people way over Okeechobee run at some place where going at some hole and some dangerous thing where people are losing their life to mind these things only if you collect 5 shillings or whatever for the day. If not for the week. For the industry where we support against we health and we self-esteem and we confidence. I make billions by us, from us, and those people where I give them the product or the raw material for build them products, making nothing. So we lose money and time and not focus on things when not so relevant to life. It's just because we got influenced to be taking on these things, but them not really make no sense for life itself. So is what we caught up in is basically living a lifestyle than living life itself in the way life is supposed to be lived. Yes? So we lose money, we support people where not even really care about you, because if them care about you, them would not use, because there's always a healthier version to whatever we feel that we need to use. And then for someone we're so caught up is that the healthier version is not so popular. So the big celebrities and all these people are not wearing that. They're wearing the brands. Whether it's healthy or not, we're going with that because of that. We are seeing in front of our eye, and that the people them we like use and wear and do. So we are lose money, we are lose time, and the people them we are putting in the work to feed them family is not getting what them supposed to get. So the middleman wealthy and nice, and we give them full money, turn around look upon them and want to fashion them life. And I really realize that our money we are give them for them to live the lifestyle where them live, where we want to copy now. So if we realize I would do a video sometime ago, mind madness, and then that we caught up in it, and we not even see it. So when we say addressing the dressing, there's no way you can, me as a straight man, a love woman, can walk up in a gay club and feel like no man in the naga look at me and say, yo, how you deal with? Well, I'm gonna say, hey, how are you? You know me? You here doing business? Something to that effect. See, it hold me straight, I can't even talk like them or behave like them. So it's crazy. There's no way you're going to walk up in a coke house where everybody in there snort and a job and them nose and do whatever and kin off them teeth and well mellow and a float and not expect somebody in there to ask you, say, wanna hit of this? Wanna taste? You know what I mean? So the same thing, as we say, an example of anything is an example of everything or anything. The man where, when it from the woman's side, because we hear it enough. And we not there tell nobody said don't do it, because it's always up to you. We just give out the information. Hopefully you take it. If you don't want to take it, then it's up to you. You know what I mean? So, what would I consider the uptown man and the downtown man? Them grow up a little different, you know. But for the woman out there, you know, the pum pum print and the battery rider, everything squeezed up on a show. Yeah? The uptown man look upon you, and the downtown man look upon you, and both of we think the same thing, you know. The only difference is that the uptown man did get a little different brought up, see. If you know, say, yo, my girl, they look good still, you know, sexy and thing. But the downtown man never get the brought up, see there. For him is just, yo, my girl, mother ram you out right now, you know. That fat piece of sitting there where you show up there, so, John, no. How much for that? You know what I mean? The uptown man probably I think that too. But him brought up, so I say to him, nah, don't say it that way there. You know, even though she dressed that way, she probably still decent within her mind to some level that she not gonna take that type of thought there. You know what I mean? So, yeah man, you have, we hear the argument all the while. You have all the right for dress how you want to dress. All the right. But you have to also understand, say, it might not favorable, you might not like it, but the man, we are going to say certain things to you one particular way. He might have the right to say that too, because that he might express for himself just like how you express for yourself. As we say, it might not nice, it might not right, it might not correct. Just the same way we can look on the way you dress coming out in the public. So, it's for, it's kind of crazy in some sense for, you're going to one club with them play all kind of dirty music, but you expect to go into the club and don't hear no dirty music. You know what I mean? And that's how it seems like that's how we get caught. So in addressing the dressing, we have to realize the influence we have, and then we can't portray one particular thing and expect you're not going to get the response where that thing they evoke majority of the time. You know what I mean? As I said, the uptown man, they just brought up a little different, not to express it the way the downtown man express it. But for the most part, both of them I think the same way, based on how you carry yourself. You know what I mean? Likewise, a man with bleach out and him always a bun spliff and a drink, and majority of the people see him going to think about him the same way. You know what I mean? There's only 1 or 2 people who are going to look at him and say, I wonder what the backstory, I wonder if I stress him, stress out. Ray. So, it's crazy that we're going to portray one particular thing and not expect not to be judged based on the face value of the thing. How much people are going to walk around and question you? You know what I mean? Are you decent or not? We're going to look on the fact, say, if you're the decent, to where we understand decent to be a mean, then you wouldn't be doing what you're doing. You know what I mean? So it's that kind of a thing. And we say, it'll take over the whole place, and the young girl, them now, feel like if them not do these things, and the young boys, if them not do these things, then they are considered to have low self-esteem and all of these things. So we really need to check in. Really need to look on what we are doing. Really need to look on what we are doing and the type of influence we have. So even a couple of times we hear the conversations being had by all people from all walks of life. And it seems that we keep on forgetting a really crucial root part of the argument, and is that natural attraction between both sexes. Yes? So, while the woman have a right to dress the way she wants to dress, whatever the dressing is going to evoke, going to bring out something else in other man. And it depends on the type of the part of society where the man come from, or the brought up, see, the way this man was brought up, that is seeing you, that you're in the presence of. So this natural biological chemical reaction when a man see a woman and when a woman see a man. Because why we're not even talking about when a woman see a man is because of how we grew up in a society. If you just portray the man to the woman rather than the woman to the man. So if a man in a trap bottom or a tights, where the whole genitals print out and all of that, somehow in our psyche we don't feel like so the woman have the same kind of reaction to that as to when we see the woman well tied up and all of that. We not think so the woman have that reaction to us like how we have to them. So that's the thing. We seem to be ignoring and neglecting that natural connection, that natural reaction where a man will have to a woman when him see her a certain way. And again, from a woman to a man when him see the man a certain way. But as we said, for the most part, I go along with that side, from the man to the woman. So there's a natural thing we're going to happen when we see you, when the man see the woman a particular way, and we can't ignore that. So if you dress and I show everything and I print out everything, then the man looking at that, yes, the man will have some control, yes, but as we talk about how the person was grown, what kind of influence that particular person did have, you know, look for you and then say, alright, don't respond to it that way there. And it's not that him no feel it, as I said, the uptown and downtown man, and them see it, them feel it the same way, but one, they get a little bit better training to say, alright, respond to it that way, yeah. Or even don't respond to it any at all. But you feel it same way and you see it same way and you have the thoughts just the same. So we need to understand the part of the argument too. So if you carry yourself, it is like the scenario with the puss and the butter, or the dog and the fish, or the chicken or whatever. Put on the butter where the puss can reach it, the puss can lick it, you know. Left the meat out this up on the little stone or wherever, the little table around about this, so the dog can put up in two front foot and pull it down. Him going to do that because that's the dog nature, that's the puss nature. So it's the man nature, naturally how we make to have this natural feeling, this natural connection based on just seeing you. Because just seeing you alone, you know, me I talk about it when it comes to normalcy and a man attracted to a woman and a woman attracted to a man from that normal space. So just seeing you alone, you know, forget dressing for a while, just seeing you alone, for a real man in a them sense there, it brings a certain feeling. Then worse, we go see you attired a certain way, or probably not, or see you naked, you know what I mean? Don't know how the imagination works already. Having an attractive woman in your life, sometimes just talking to her on the phone, just her voice, make you feel one particular way. Just to imagine her, because you already used to her and know how she curve and how she stay. Just to sit down and think about that for a second, you know, make you feel a certain way, much more to see it. So if you understand the part of the thing that also there's a natural biological reaction happening. So if you show me this thing, you print this thing in front of me, then what you expect? You know what I mean? Yes, the man will have some control, but you can't just lift the whole of the responsibility upon the man. Likewise, the man can't lift the whole of the responsibility upon the woman. It's just like advertising on TV. The bright reds and yellows where them put on the bad food and advertise it to you. It pull you. At the same thing. All of these chemical reactions will trigger within the self. You may have to jump in the car, jump in a taxi, and go down at the fast food place. Because I see the advertisement and now I feel hungry. Because the same way I see the woman and she look one particular way, she dress one particular way, and it trigger a thing. So we have to understand the part of the argument too. Yeah? So majority of the bad things that we see in a society now is because they were left unchecked by us, the adults, that the young ones them are come up and do. Because that's the influence they got for the most part. Yeah? Some of them now take on and try to do things on them own and all of that. Because we can't get rid of everything for real. But a better thing can be pushed to them to take on. You know what I mean? Because it's like what them say about the music. After you hear say, boy, is what the people them take on to. That's what you give them. But for the most part, it's like you never try hard enough to give them nothing else. Yeah? So it just become about what you are get from them and not what you're giving. So what this over there, I really need to look on it. And then a big part of the dressing is the health. Yeah? And then how spiritually tapped in we are. Because we said before, if you're well spiritually tapped in into yourself, then you will value yourself so high that certain things you just know so way below you and have not enough to come near you. Somebody here from way over Okeechobee over so you don't know nothing about. You feel proud to put on for them here upon your head. Which would have suggested, boy, you wouldn't mind Well, the bleaching is just the fact say, you know, take some of their skin put on. But you emulate that. So you even beg the question for say, boy, if it becomes the trend where they must skin people and sell the skin, would you now become a consumer of that? A wearer of that? You know what I mean? Because it's not far-fetched for the fact that you can feel comfortable and wear somebody else here. So these are the levels how we need to look to the thing. And the health in this hot climate, me in a tight pants every day, tight shirt, 3-4 underpants. You know what I mean? The bad liquor, the phone in my front pocket, the Wi-Fi I burn over there, so me having 2 Bluetooth headphone and everything up. But take me 15 years, 20 years, 10 years down the line, end up with a nice woman and say, yo, time to start a family. Boom. I try. Woman can't get pregnant. You probably start get all violent and I say, what you do? Next man you have out a road and ray and tear. Or you think there's something wrong with the woman why she can't get pregnant. But it was based on you and your lifestyle. Yeah? So if you also understand there's enough of them things, some subliminal, some nice little secret agenda in the population control and all of them things there. So if you can't get no youth through them levels there, and then you train the next youth to take on the same lifestyle, then chances are you're going to develop the same kind of problem. Just like what them have discovered say, half of the cancer cases is based on just the picnic in the home. It's not that it travels through the bloodline really, but the picnic didn't have the home and take on the same lifestyle as the parent. So they might eat and drink and do the same thing, so chances are they're going to develop the same kind of ailment, because cancer cells are not specific to people as far as they must say now in terms of research. Is that everybody can develop cancer, is how you feed yourself or how you feel yourself that these cancers will develop. So is deeper than just we do this look good thing and try to get this feel good thing. Yeah? We are set generations back by much of what we are doing. So addressing the dressing is not just even just putting on clothes and makeup and hair and nails and furs, lash and all these things. It have a more deeper effect. The low self-esteem, the lack of confidence. You know what I mean? Not wanting to be your natural self, your real self. Because I don't know how much away from a spiritual place. Curious. Just out of curiosity, if you say, alright, I'm just do the regular hygiene thing, beard, you know what I mean, brush me hair, blah blah blah. Make sure I'm clean. And just allow myself to grow and manifest to where whatever creative energy did allow me to come here. So I want to see what me did supposed to look like. What was I meant to look like? Yeah? And just allow yourself to develop to that final product where you did to grow for be without touching as less as possible. Just do the regular stuff, the eat, healthy, the beard, the hygiene, you know what I mean? How much are we curious about that? How much are we tapped in spiritually to just be curious about that? You know what I mean? And to realize if nobody run, you know, say, nah, I love you, them way then you don't need for the run them people, then no matter who them be. So a whole heap of we say, boy, we love we picnic them and we love we little nieces and nephews and all of these things. But the words them nice to say, but our lifestyle, what we are do, now demonstrate that at all. As me say, we need to redefine some of these things. Love is one of them things that we really need to redefine. As we write a little thing and we say, instead of we are show the youths them how to break the chains, the mental chains, the slavery mentality chains. We only basically teach them how to dress the wounds where the chains are cast. So we need to look into these things. We need to tap in spiritually, look on what we are do, look on what we are say, what a really big part is, to look on what we are do. Yeah? We can't continue to just tell the youth them one thing and then we are doing the next thing. Confusion. So addressing the dressing is just more than putting on these things and looking in the mirror and feel like this is the look what you're supposed to have. There's even a disrespect being played out to the creative energy that created us. Because there's a slap in the face for say, boy, but you never do a good job. See who me see us when I'm looking at the mirror. You know? When I put on these things, at this me see. So how much true the ways and actions of these things are we giving thanks for being here, you know. And then within all this get up, and if you notice, we use this term "dolled up," and if we really check back, is for some way whether we did literally have the doll or not. Maybe we friend did have the doll and all of this, and we know that the Europe-centric kind of look that these dolls came to us with, you know. So from this, so we have this thing within our minds that this is the look. So now it's a dolled up, yeah. But how much we give thanks to how we treat ourselves, to the creative energy we create with, yeah. So there's so much going on to where we say we just put on some clothes or put on some makeup or I wear a wig, you know what I mean, or a piece on some eyelash or whatever the case is, you know what I mean, a tight pants, a bleach out skin, the weed, one spliff behind the necks and tobacco and cigarette and the bad liquid and the bad food. There's more than just, we are literally setting generations back, and because we got trained to think that there's always something outside that we can go and repent to. We not take that kind of responsibility within the self, upon the self. We say, no, it's what me I do that going shape the offspring, whatever comes after that. Yeah. So there's so much that comes from, or so much that is taken from what we have, or we probably not gonna look on, in how we are influence the next generation, and we need to understand that. A young girl when watch the lady in a society, the woman in a society wearing all these things, she come up, reach her age now 25, 31, start a family. God doctor realize that she try, can't get pregnant, can't get, God doctor tell her, say, boy, you know, you have this cancer, you have that cancer, and you go wonder to yourself, where did this come from? But it's what you were doing based on what you were taught through the actions of those before you. So we are set generations back, and we not even see it because we get caught up in wanting the so-called good look, but we not take a good look at what we're doing. So we need to tap in, really tap in spiritually, take a real good look at what we are doing. As them says, not when the horse, the fence they did it for men how long, and then when the horse or the cow or the goat run through and gallop and go and way down, so then that time I go say, boy, why I never mend the thing? So we need to fix it before it gone too far. And it really look like it reached too far, you know. I don't know how much we can come back, but so once there's life, there's hope. Yeah? So we need to tap in, we need to address the dressing. Yeah? And as I said, we need to see it more than just clothes. And see it more than just, yeah, me a big some of them can do what I want to do. Yeah? But we are going to be the same one. We are going to want to tell we youth them say, don't do that. Yeah? But we used to do it. So, we need to tap in. Yeah, so as I say, addressing the dressing. Our next reasoning. Yeah? Hopefully you find something again. In this one, we can take away and use. So, we say, we just try to plant the seeds. Can't force no one. Them say, put the horse at the water. You can't force the horse to drink. Then we hear our next brethren say, because me love when that one challenge the sayings and the mind and the thinking. We hear our next one says, probably because you never take up some water and put at the horse mouth, you know, and the horse get a taste. So sometimes it's for just live the lifestyle and the living benefits of what you do, and the more positive side will be the thing where we gravitate ones and ones sometimes. Because we know some people are stuck in them way. And until them really get a beat, then at the time we learn. Until we really get a beat, at the time we learn. And we also reach at the age now where I think say we should start learn from good to do good, rather than the old, let's call it traditional way where we only learn from bad for the good. Yeah? So yeah, next reasoning, we want to stay safe out there, take care of yourself, take care of the environment so the environment can take care of we, take care of the youths them. Yeah? Listen for more than what is said, look for more than what is shown. Half the time more information is on that side. Question everything. Yes? Yeah man. Turn all of the stone them, ask all of the question them. Cause where you decide to do, should be making sense. And know so you're not harm yourself. Yeah? As much as possibly can. Do the things that will make more sense. Yeah? So I said again, take care of yourself. Take care of the youths them. Make we pass on a better way of doing and thinking to them now. Blessings. Peace.
Come link with me under the hero tree. Make a reason to every season. Speaking the truth for the youths. Maintaining the spiritual rules. Maintaining the spiritual rules. Maintaining the spiritual rules.